Marcus, welcome back to the Blue Review. Marcus Grant, Greg Bergman. As always, Parker Bell is just way too busy for us. He's not stuck on a train. I swear,
well,
he's just way too busy today. So we're gonna get into a lot of stuff. But I just want to say right off the top, Blue Review is presented by LAX at Los Angeles International Airport. Changes are arriving daily to reduce traffic, save guest time, and transform the travel experience. Info at flylax.com/transforminglax. All right, Marcus, where do you want to start today? Obviously, Gavin Stone was phenomenal last night.
Yep.
Complete game shutout. Or do you want to start with the ball boy that saved Shohei Ohtani's life?
We've got to start with the hero of the day, and that is the ball boy who protected the Dodgers' $700 million investment. That's where the whole story starts and stops, whatever.
One of them.
That's the whole story. I mean, I don't know if you've been on the internet this morning, you've probably seen this video going around.
Because it's amazing.
What looks like a line drive rocket headed toward the Dodger dugout, and the ball boy, bat boy, just calmly just vacuums it in. Meanwhile, standing right behind him in peril is Shohei Ohtani, who tries to duck out of the way. I don't know.
So let's see it. Because DeAndre, can you put it up on the screen and we can kind of just break it down?
Whoa.
As we're going. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, first of all, there's so many parts of this that are first of all, you saved Shohei Ohtani's life. That's right. That's in and of itself. But he doesn't flinch. I don't know how fast that ball's going. I don't know what's happening, but he two hands, just with no problem. Like he was Kobe Bryant and Matt Barnes was putting a ball into his face. Just catches that ball.
And then calmly turns and hands it to a fan like there's no big deal.
Was it to a fan or to Shohei? Wait, that looks like it goes back to. Oh no, it's to a fan. You're right.
It's a fan, yeah.
Here, you want this ball? No big deal.
There you go. Just take it. Shohei comes out from behind, obviously a relieved grin on his face. He says, "Thank you." By the way, we talk about Shohei. I mean, look, Tyler Glasnow is also in the area too. He's not in the direct path. Oh, is that Glasnow?
No. I think that's somebody else. I don't know who that is.
No, it's not Glasnow. At first glance, I thought it was. Yeah.
Just go a little bit to the left. And just go to look at Will Ireton.
Yes.
Look at Will. I mean, face. Oh my God, what is happening here?
Will Ireton, knowing that, his value with the ball club takes a severe hit if Shohei's not around, right? I mean, right now you don't have Yamamoto to translate for. Yeah, I mean, if Shohei's gone, Ireton's kind of, he just kind of sits to the side for a while if there's no Shohei.
Right. I mean, because Yamamoto has somebody. You're right. So, what should Yamamoto do for this man? I don't know who he is.
Don't know.
But he is now a superstar. We were talking about the Hawk 2 girl earlier today. So before the show started, this is a 15 minutes of fame for him right now. Yeah. So what does he get from Shohei? Because let's be honest. If that ball hit Shohei, it was going right towards his face. If that ball hit Shohei, it looks like it was going pretty fast. It goes into his face, probably breaks some bones in his face. There's a lot of things that could have happened. And Shohei is out for a while. You're saving the Dodgers. You're saving Shohei. What does he do for him?
I mean, certainly, look, I know that clubhouse attendants, clubbies get tips. I don't know if bat boys get tips. If they do, he deserves a pretty substantial gratuity for saving Shohei from serious injury right there. I think, if you're Dave Roberts, if you're the Dodgers, there's got to be some sort of reward or something. I'd say throw out the first pitch of the game, but I think if you're already on the field, if you're a bad boy, you're already in the dugout. That's not really necessarily a big deal, but we got to come up with something. I mean, I would love if somebody in the chat has an idea of some sort of reward for the bat boy for this act of heroism that he performed in the game.
All right, so Hooper's X is saying buy him a Porsche. That sounds like a great thing to buy him. He's already bought a Porsche for
Joe Kelly, right?
Joe Kelly's wife.
Yes.
Yeah, for giving his number back to him.
Right.
So there's a Porsche. There could be a bunch of different things. Honestly, this is a big deal. So he should take him out to dinner and sit with him and just have a meal with just him and the bat boy and Shohei Ohtani. I mean, Will Ireton could be there too to kind of translate what needs to be translated, but they should have a real moment together because you saved him. Can I see it again? I you know how many times I've watched this, Marcus?
Just watch it on a loop.
I can't. because every time you watch it, you see something completely different. Dave Roberts is standing right there. He just, no. Hey, good job there, buddy.
Just clapping it up. Just clapping it up.
Yeah. Hey, everything's good. Everything's
I will
good.
say that too, when the Dodgers get back home, and I know they're on the way to San Francisco right now, but when they get back home, I would hope that this guy gets like a standing ovation when he takes the field, right? Yeah. Like, let's remember number 94. I don't know the name on the back of his jersey, but
I can't see it.
When he steps on the field, Dodger Stadium should salute this man for what he has done for the ball club.
And I love it too, because when he catches, he goes,
yep.
Ooh, I got it.
I wonder, his hands have to sting, right? They got to sting a little bit.
I mean, I don't know what happened, but it has to be probably like the third, fourth inning that Barnes was the number 9 hitter, and he looks like he's on deck. So it looks like it has to be around that portion of it, and he just catches, and then look at his face. Look at 94. He's like, all right, cool, yeah. Yep, back to the game. Back to my job. If the ball comes this way, I got to be ready to sprint out there, go get it, and move on. Like, yeah. Okay, yeah, no problem. I'm ready to go. Like, dude needs a raise. This man is a superstar. I don't usually get people on the radio, but I'm going to try to, or have Laura try to get this person on Mason and Ireland tomorrow. Today,
well, and this is where we
need to talk to.
We got to, we need some of our intrepid, Dodger beat writers sort of on the case of this, because I'm scrolling and like nobody has any actual details of what happened. I mean, all the articles I'm reading basically are just describing what the video is. So we need, I don't know if like Fabian Ardaya or Eric Steven, like some of these beat reporters out there that cover the team, they've got to get to the bottom of this and give us some details on this.
I know. I mean, I reached out to some guys at Dodger Blue. They don't really know what was happening. I don't know if it was a foul tip that went backwards. So that if it was a foul tip, it's got to be going 60, 70 miles an hour. It's going pretty fast.
Yeah.
And to catch it like that, 2 hands and no problem. I don't know. That was just wild to me.
So where does he land in the MVP voting now?
Oh yeah, no, he's right there, right under Mookie. Because Mookie's probably dropped to 2 after Shohei. It's Shohei right. Mookie, number 94.
994, right?
Either way, he's the MVP of the Dodgers right now, because you saved your $700 million man.
that was insane when I saw that this morning.
Just incredible. Just incredible. You sent that to me this morning. I was like, whoa, what is this? So if you're in the chat, if you see anything that happens online on Twitter and while we're on the Blue Review, please put it in the chat, because I can't go, searching Twitter right now. It's a little bit difficult, but so please. But all right, let's get into the game just a little bit. We'll start off in the very first moment. Shohei Ohtani hits another leadoff home run, and because I can never let it go, and I don't think I ever will let it go, Mr. Marcus Grant, how do you feel about another leadoff home run for leadoff Shohei?
I last night was putting on the grease paint yet again, getting the all the clown makeup, getting the big red wig, all of it. And again, I will say, I keep saying it, I'm glad. I am so happy to be wrong on this one. But again, it continues to just be incredible how much he has turned it up since Mookie has gone out of the lineup. I mean, look, he was having a pretty good month of June already, but he has gone nuclear since Mookie Betts has been out of the lineup. And it's been amazing. I mean, back-to-back games with leadoff home runs, 10 straight games with an RBI, which is now a new franchise record. I don't even know where is he at for home runs for the month. He's probably got to be like
25 for the month. No, so the last 30 days. So that goes into May. He has 12 home runs since the 27th of May. I don't know if he had anything in between there.
Yeah, I mean, it's been crazy, and it's funny too, because he has overshadowed the fact that Freddie Freeman has had a really good month of June as well. They popped that up on the screen last night. He's hitting like 340 or something like that in the month of June. He's got, several, I think 6 home runs, I believe, this month. Yep. And like, we're not talking about that because Shohei is doing ridiculous things right now. That's how crazy this has been.
Yeah, it's just another record that Shohei broke. He now has 10 straight games, and that is a Dodger record. Will there be any Dodger records left at the end of this year? I don't know if he's just going to continue to every single offensive record. I think he's going to break. He's already broken every single bat off how the fast off the bat it's been. The velocity. It's been every single one. He's breaking ridiculous home run records. He's going to break the home run record just in general for the team of the Dodgers that have been around since the 1880s.
Right?
Like what are we talking about here?
I mean, it's just crazy. So I'm looking it up right now, right? In the month of June, he's hitting 310, 11 home runs, 23 runs batted in. He's walked 17 times in the month. OPS of over 1,100, OBP of 425. I mean, it's just insane what he's doing right now. And he has been every bit the catalyst at the top of the lineup to kind of help things along. I mean, and I think it's trickled down, right? Freddie is hitting right now. Teoscar, after a couple of nights off, I mean, he's back. He drove in a run yesterday. The bottom of the lineup is getting things going. Gavin Lux is hitting. Chris Taylor, I think, is hitting like 400 over his last 5 or 6 games, something like that. Everybody is contributing in this lineup, and I think it really sort of starts at the top with Shohei just being locked in the way he is.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And it was funny because they were talking about, Oral was talking about it on the broadcast yesterday, that you talked about the walks that he has. It's because he doesn't have to swing at anything.
Yeah.
The way he put it, which was very much, it wasn't a veil shot. It was a straight shot at the Angels. He said, if you're a 500 team just hovering and trying to get, he might feel that he has to swing at these pitches because he has to carry the team. He doesn't feel that way. So he's just sitting there and waiting for his pitch that's within the strike zone. And when he finds one, he's smacking it out of the yard and showing the power that he has. So because of that, because he has those guys behind him, the Freddies and the Will Smiths and the not right now Will Smith and Teoscar and those kind of guys, he doesn't have to swing at those pitches because he knows you're still going to get victories. He's still going to win. And so that's why he's walking so much. The guy has been on an absolute tear and is really worth everything that we're giving him right now. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he needs to win championships and multiple and blah, blah, blah. But as of right now,
now, he's actually underpaid considering they're deferring all of this for well down the road.
$2 million for this.
Right. He's super underpaid. Yeah. It's funny because it's in some ways, at least this month, right? This last month, especially the last couple of weeks, it's reminiscent of, and Dodger fans earmuffs, but it's prime Barry Bonds, right? Like where you would watch Barry in that stretch and people weren't pitching to him, where it felt like Barry might see 3 strikes in a week, like 3 good pitches in a week, and probably 2 of them he would put out of the yard. Like that's sort of how it feels with Shohei, where, like folks are trying to be very careful with him, but he will lock in and he'll get a pitch and generally he will drive it somewhere. It's nuts.
No, he's just on a whole nother level, and it is Barry Bonds-esque. It is it's just, you can't pitch the guy. And I mean, forever I've been trying to. I don't remember the last time it happened. Maybe it was Manny Ramirez. Maybe it was somebody that I'm just not thinking of that was more recent. But when was the last time the Dodgers had that guy that when he came up, you're like, oh, geez, he's going to do something. I was always afraid of Mike Trout whenever he came up to the plate. I was always afraid of Barry Bonds when he came up to the plate when the Dodgers were facing them. I never felt that way about a guy on the Dodgers, not Freddie, not Mookie. I mean, I know they were good, but it wasn't like he's going to hit a home run right now because that's what he does. It's been a long time since the Dodgers have had that guy.
No, it really has. I mean, like there are guys that you can, like you feel like in big spots might come up with something, right? Like I would think in a big spot, I would trust Justin Turner at the plate to do something. But no, just that guy that every time he steps to the plate, I mean, like it's been a long time, if ever, since the Dodgers had somebody who was like appointment television, right? Where whenever he was at the plate, you stopped what you were doing. I mean, there have been plenty of times when it's like, I gotta get the kids something, or I gotta go do. I'm like, wait, Shohei's up. Like, let me see what happens first,
and then nothing matters.
And then I'll go take care of this. So just let me watch this. Like, I can't remember the last time the Dodgers had somebody like that. Again, if ever in our lifetimes.
Would it be Manny Ramirez back in the day when it was Manny Wood? Because he was hitting a home run basically every at bat. That's what it's. So I think that was the last time for me specifically, but maybe somebody in the chat or you have another guy that's like that. but it's just nice to see, like, Aaron Judge is that guy, right?
Yeah, he's absolutely that guy.
I just feel like, oh my God, he's going to hit a home run. This is going to be the next time. And it's the same thing with Shohei. So hopefully that's something that will just continue to happen. Another thing was the Gavin Stone. We're 15 minutes into this and we haven't even really mentioned the fact that Gavin Stone had a complete game shutout. Was phenomenal at the plate, was very efficient with his pitches, was just over 100 pitches. And this hasn't happened since Hyunjin Ryu in 2013 or something. I don't remember the exact date of it, but for a rookie pitcher, or Walker Buehler was a couple of years ago that had a complete game shutout, but for a rookie pitcher was longer than that.
A long time ago, yeah.
He is just showing over and over that he is a guy that you can trust, that he's going to go out there, he's going to throw strikes, he's going to get guys out, and he's going to be efficient with his pitches. How much more are you seeing out of him? 9-2.
9-2. I mean, it's amazing. And he's not necessarily a huge velocity guy, but he's a pitcher, like in the most traditional sense, where he changes speeds. I mean, yesterday that changeup was just devastating.
Yeah.
And look, I think I tweeted something about it. Somebody was like, yeah, it helps that he's playing the White Sox. And sure, there is some of that in there, but the fact of the matter is, the Dodgers needed length last night. And we said on this show yesterday, we were like, hey, 6 innings, maybe 7. 7 would be great, and here he is cruising into the 8th at 80 something pitches. He goes, he gets through eight innings in 91 pitches. And you're like, well, wow. I mean, we text each other do they give him the shot at it? And it seemed like there was no thought at all. They were just automatically yeah, man, we're going to give this kid the shot to go the complete game. He looks amazing. And he has really locked himself in at this moment. He is, I mean, right now, is he their number 2 starter with Yamamoto out? I mean, it's Glass now, and then probably Stone at the moment.
I trust Stone as much as anybody right now, and I think he now has the 5th best ERA in all of baseball, or at least the National League. He has the top ERA on the Dodgers over Tyler Glasnow. So yeah, 100%, he is the number 2 guy on this team, because who else could it even possibly be? It's not Paxton. No. I mean, I like Paxton as much as he's been, but it's not Paxton. It's obviously Buehler's now down. Yamamoto is now down. It's not Knack. No. Who am I even?
No, I mean, no, you're right. It is. It's Tyler Glasnow as your 1. It's Gavin Stone at the moment as your 2. I mean, look, that probably flip-flops when Yamamoto comes back. He goes back to that number 2 spot in the rotation.
Mostly, definitely.
But no, Gavin Stone, I mean, you're right. He's 9-2, 2.73 ERA. He's as trustworthy as anybody else in this rotation right now. And again, that was just huge. I don't care who it was against. The fact that they needed to give the bullpen a rest after the previous 2 games. And so it ends up being 2 days off for the bullpen. Yeah. They didn't throw last night. They get the day off today as they head to San Francisco. So when you get to San Francisco for tomorrow, everybody's available for you now because of what Gavin Stone was able to do yesterday.
Yeah. And so let's just take a step back on Stone for just a second and realize that this has happened before. We have seen these types of first halves before from young guys. Most recently, it was Tony Gonsolin. Tony Gonsolin had an amazing first half. Was an all-star. Gavin Stone is probably going to be an all-star now this year. And so as much as how great he has been and how well he's been pitching and efficient and keeping his pitch count down and going deep into games, I think he's gone into the 7th inning 6 or 7 times. He's done a really nice job. How confident are you that this is not just another good first half and it can last throughout?
I mean, I guess I just want to believe. I want to be optimistic, and I'm not discounting what you're saying because we've seen it, as you said, a number of times before.
Ross Stripling, Alex Wood, yeah,
right. I think maybe one of the differences is this offense is a little more potent, especially obviously at the top of the lineup than it has been in the past. And that was another thing that Oral Hershiser talked about and Joe Davis talked about yesterday. Is it's a different level of confidence pitching. I mean, I don't know, maybe Glasnow doesn't feel this way, but when you're Gavin Stone and they're putting up 4 or 5 runs for you seemingly every time out, you do pitch with a different level of confidence. You don't necessarily feel like I have to be perfect, and that gives you a little more freedom out there. If that sort of continues, and I don't have any reason to believe this offense won't continue to hit all season long, then I think you can sort of pitch with that same level of freedom that we've seen from him in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good statement. Like because your offense is so good and you have so many bats in the lineup that are just incredible, including Shohei and Teoscar, all the names that we always talk about, that you can go out there and be a little bit more confident with your stuff. Because if you do screw up and you're take Bobby Miller, for example. Bobby Miller goes out and just gets blasted in that first inning, and the Dodgers still come back and win. Now he only pitched 2 innings, but if he did in his first outing, he gave up 3 in the first inning, and then he was great the rest of the way through, and I think got into the 6th inning. I don't think he got into the 7th.
No.
So you can go out there with that. If you do screw up, your offense has your back. It's not going to just flame out for you unless you're Tyler Glasnow, because he doesn't get any type of run support, as we've talked about many, many times. But the fact is, you can go out there and say, okay, I screwed up a little bit. That was a bad pitch, but I can let it go because I know that my team will have my back and put up a couple of runs behind that. So that's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, no, I mean, and look, I think for right now, and maybe part of this is me having to believe or wanting to believe, just because we talked about this before, they're short on options in the rotation right now. So you want to believe, you almost have to believe that Gavin Stone can keep this going, because suddenly, if you're waiting on Yamamoto, you're waiting on Buehler, you're waiting on Bobby Miller to get right, and suddenly the only guy you feel confident in every 5th day is Tyler Glasnow. It's a tough way to live. I mean, then you really are relying on this offense to go out and score 5-6 runs a night if you don't feel confident that your starters can get you through a clean, 6 innings every night.
No, absolutely. And I just saw in the chat, by the way, because it took my mind away for a second. The Bat Boy's name is Javier Herrera. He is now a superstar. Yep. Javier Herrera is now the biggest name in all of Los Angeles. Sorry, Shohei. Javier Herrera saved your life. You owe him. That's how this works from now on.
Yep.
So I want to move just on to Will Smith a little bit, because Will Smith has now had 3 games in the last week that he's been off, and Austin Barnes is getting more time. Obviously, it's because he needs to fix his swing and he needs to figure himself out. He's 2 for his last 34. Do you think that it's going to be that this time off is going to help him? I would hope so, but what do you think is happening with Will Smith, and is this time enough?
I hope it helps, because as you mentioned yesterday, they can't really afford to have him out of the lineup for an extended period of time, just because Austin Barnes doesn't come close to filling that gap offensively. No. And look, credit to Will Smith. Defensively, he's been throwing out runners too. He's had a really good year throwing out runners from behind the plate. So, I hope that, just a couple of days off, maybe a couple of days to clear his head is what it takes. I said yesterday, I've seen a lot of fly balls that seem to be dying at the warning track right now. So I don't know if that's just a case of fatigue or if he's just missing. I don't know, but I think it just, I feel like it just will take one game, right? If he gets one game where he gets a couple of knocks or he puts a couple in the gap or something like that, that maybe that's what sparks him again. I was shocked until when Parker said it yesterday, how long this skid has been going on. I remember the last couple of weeks being sort of not great, but when Parker talks about it's been under 200 for a month, that was eye-opening. So, maybe a couple of days off helps. If nothing else, I would say, hey, we're getting to the All-Star break soon, but, there is an outside chance he could be at the All-Star game too. So that might not necessarily be the time off that we want it to be.
So it looks like it's going to be 3. He's 3rd in MVP voting. He could still get in there with injuries, whatever it happens to be. But if he keeps playing like this, I don't think he's going to end up getting it, because he's been so bad the last month with the voting. I still think he's the best catcher in all of baseball, but hopefully this kind of gets him reacclimated to who he actually is, and that'll all come up. But to end this, we only have a few minutes left, and I think the only way to end this is, hey, DeAndre, let me see Javier Herrera again, because I need to see this another 17 times before we get out of here.
So I'm sitting here, I'm doing some internet sleuthing right now, and if I have this right, there was a Javier Herrera who played in the Giants minor league system he was in the A's and Giants minor league system from like 2003. Looks like he took some time off, or maybe he was playing in a different league. His last season was in 2015. He was a center fielder. I'm trying to match the video to the headshot I have here. It looks sort of like the same guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he was a center fielder. He last played with the Richmond Flying Squirrels of the Eastern League in 2015.
So he has some skills, is what you're saying.
He's got
All
some
right.
skills, like in his minor league career, was a 281 hitter, 66 home runs in a little over 500 games, just about 1,900 at bats.
If that's the same dude, that's actually a good minor league career. 281,
Yeah.
66 home runs. Good for you.
Yeah. So I'm just, like I said, I'm doing my internet sleuthing here as we talk, and it very much looks like the same guy.
Maybe. All right, we'll try and figure out more about him, but we got to get out of here. Time to go to Travis and Sliwa. They're going to be talking all about this guy, Javier Herrera, and also Dalton Connect from Tennessee, a Laker now. So that's going to be coming up on Travis and Sliwa. Thank you, Marcus Grant. Sorry, Parker Bell, that you were too busy for us today. And for Greg Bergman, we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you to LAX, and thank you for always for being here. See you tomorrow.